Okay, hello everyone. Today we're going to unbox this Primeweld model CT520DP. I got this from Amazon for $499, so let's get to it. So this is what's inside. By the way, this is the model that's got the pilot arc. Okay, so came neatly packaged. I do believe these are the accessories. This is the actual machine itself. So anyway, let's take this out. Okay, so let's first take a closer look of the machine. I do believe this is the pilot arc. This is what separates a CT Model 520D from a CT Model 520DP. This pilot arc right here. Okay, let's take a look at the back. We've got the on-off switch here. Okay, so let's put it aside. Let's take a look at the accessories. Okay. Okay, so inside we've got the well, this is the ground lead. Okay, give you a much more closer look. We've got an air hose. This is the lead or for the arc welding process. Okay, give you a much more closer look. This is, I do believe this is for the TIG welding. Okay, inside there are a couple of consumables. We've got more. Well, this is a bag of hose clamps, and I don't know what you exactly call this one, but this is intended for the hose, as well as this. Okay, this I do believe for the plasma cutter or TIG welder, I don't know. Well, we've got an owner's manual. Okay, we've got a bag here. I think this is for the plasma cutter. Yep, it is. Okay, that's nice. It came inside the box. Would have been nice if this came well inside a bag rather. Would have been nice if this also came in a box. But anyway, that's nice. Okay, give you a much more closer look. This is the gun. Okay. Okay. What is this? I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out that soon enough. Okay, and this is, well, okay, this is the regular, oh no, the water separator. So that's everything inside. Silica gel. So okay, so let's do a couple of measurements. Okay, so this thing weighs about, let's weigh that now, 9.4 kilos. Okay, so let's measure the cord. Okay, so the cord length of this machine is about 6 feet, and the negative lead as well as the arc welding lead is almost 12 feet, and the TIG gun as well as the plasma cutter gun is a little bit longer than 13 feet, so about 160 inches. By the way, just in case you're wondering, these are the only plasma torch consumables that came with it. It's only 2 sets. This is, I believe, the electrode, this is the nozzle, and a ceramic cup, which by the way does not fit the plasma torch that came with this machine. I'll show you that next. These are the hose connectors, barb connectors. I do believe I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use a quick connect system. These are the consumables these are only the consumables that that is intended for TIG welding. So I've already went online and bought an extra set of consumables. So this is what I was talking to you about this cup right here, an extra cup that won't fit this plasma torch. There's no marking on here, but basically the consumables that came with it is interchangeable. Need to this is the electrode, I do believe, and the nozzle. So let's just try that out. Basically, setting this air dryer, air regulator is pretty straightforward. You just have to follow this arrow right here. I decided to go with the quick connect route. The problem that I encountered with this one is that it leaves you with little space to connect quick connect. So I may have to find an elbow or a 90-degree connector. I also decided to go with a quick connect route on this here, so that it would allow me to quickly connect or change between air and gas if in the near future I will find an argon tank. But the problem with this one is, let me just show you. Okay, so instead of just clamping a hose down here and then connecting a barb connector right here and then put this one and this one, so I decided to go this route. I noticed that there's still some thread on here, so what I did was I reduced the profile of this nut to increase the thread, and then I decided to put threads on here with this M10 top, 10 by 1 top. This one, so you can now connect this one. So I'm going to put Teflon tape on here and then we can connect this one. Okay, so right now I've already got this male quick connect right here, so I can now this and disconnect this and quickly be able to switch from air and gas if in the near future I'll get an argon tank. So let's connect that. And if you're wondering, this is, by the way, the tube that is connected to the gauge out front. So let's take a look at our air pressure. Okay, so right now we are getting a reading of 40, 45, 46 psi. So basically that's it. We've got our air hook up, so let's plug this thing. Okay, so before plugging this thing, let me show you another thing that I've encountered, because this thing came with this plug right here and I could not find an adapter for this. It's a 30 amp plug and I decided to go this route. Okay, because the purpose why I bought this machine is I want this thing to be portable, and if I be carrying this one around, then that defeats the purpose. But before doing that, let's carry out some initial testing, see if this plug right here and this adapter right here is going to hold up. Okay, so by the way, this machine is rated to run at either 110 or 220 volts, so it's got an auto voltage and 50-60 hertz. So let's carry out some testing. Okay, so in order for us to be more scientific with our test, let's employ a couple of tools. One is an infrared thermometer and another is an amp meter, and I also made this one, so because we need to isolate each wire in order for us to get an accurate ampere reading. So this socket right here is connected to a circuit breaker that's got an 30 amp rating. Basically what I'm more concerned about is this thing, as well as this plug not being able to take the ampere. So before plugging this in, what we will do is let's take a base temperature of this plug. So right now it's giving us a reading of 32.3, 32. Let's just put that on 32. And this right here is giving us a reading of 29. Okay, so 32 and 29. And then should there be considerable heat, temperature increase on this thing after about a few seconds or a few minutes of running, then we're going to stop and then let's just go, and I will just decide to plug this thing on my dedicated AC welder outlet. I'll show you that. So this is the dedicated AC welder outlet that I've got. It's connected to this fuse box right here. It's got a fuse, okay, and I mainly use that to use this AC welder right here. But the problem with this one is that you're stuck with this one, so you can't go portable. Okay, so let me plug this in. Okay, let's clamp the amp meter. Right now it's giving us a reading of 0. If I'll turn the machine on, okay, now it's giving us a reading of 5 milliamps. Okay, now the machine is already turned on. It's got good circulation. The blower is actually, it's got a considerable power to it. So right now we've got 10 amperes. Oh, by the way, let me just show you a quick overview of the phase right here. This is intended if you're going to either use machine or pedal when it comes to TIG welding or perhaps even plasma cutting. Here you've got your ampere knob. This is the post air. I do believe this is intended only for plasma as well as the TIG torch. Here you've got switches. The upper one is the TIG welding. This one is for the electrode or arc welding, and this one is for the plasma cutter. So if I'm not mistaken, I've read on the manual that this machine draws a lot of amperes when it comes to the plasma process. It says if when you're using arc or MMA, it's going to draw an ampere of 22 amperes, TIG is 20, and plasma is 27.3 amperes. So let's go with the plasma first, and let's take our ampere reading right there, and then if it's going to get a lot of heat on the plug or the wire, then let's not proceed. Okay, so I've already got the plasma torch hooked up to this machine, and another problem that I found confusing was this manual, because it says that when it comes to plasma cutting, you're going to put the ground clamp on a negative socket. But if you look at this, the face of this machine here, it says negative here and then positive here, see? But the ground clamp is immediately right, ground clamp icon is really immediately right below here. But I did some searching on YouTube. Thank God for YouTube. There's this guy on YouTube, I do believe the Amateur Redneck, great guy, and I saw that he put the ground clamp on here, and then, well, basically it sort of ruined the guide for his plasma torch. So I'm going to go with this route right here. Okay, so I've already got the plasma torch as well as the ground clamp hooked up. Unfortunately, I cannot show you a simultaneous video of the actual testing of the plasma torch as well as this, but I'm mainly more, at this moment, I'm mainly more concerned about the how much ampere this draws. So I'm going to start at the maximum 50 amperes, and let's do a test of that for a couple of seconds or a few minutes, and let's see how much ampere it draws, so I will be able to record this and the heat on this plug right here. Okay, so I'll turn on the machine. So it's giving us a reading now of 8 milliamps. So the ampere reading is at 51.50. Pressure is, I'm going to increase pressure to 50. Okay. Okay, so basically only after about just a few seconds, the pilot arc is no longer working. So just so you would know, I was able to do this cut right here for only about a very few seconds, and then basically the pilot arc is no longer working, and then we've got a problem. Just as so you can see this, I've got the pilot arc here, all is well connected. Now there's no pilot arc. Tried the plasma cutter again. I found out that the plasma cutter actually it does work. It's just that the pilot arc doesn't. So it's supposed to have a pilot arc here. So there's no pilot arc. But however, if you're going to do this, scratch start. So it's actually able to cut steel. Okay, so it works without a pilot arc. As you can see, still without a pilot arc, and that's disappointing because I primarily chose this model because I was mainly after the pilot arc, and that's the thing that's not working. But all in all, it's still able to cut. I've tried everything. I've tried adjusting the electrode inside like I've seen a guy do on YouTube. I tried adjusting the PSI. I tried it 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, all the way up to 90 PSI. I tried it with 2 air dryers. I tried it with only one. I wouldn't dare try it without an air dryer. So basically, that's it. No pilot arc. It's a miracle. The pilot arc is back. Actually, I fixed it. I'll post a link to that video at the end of this one. But basically the pilot arc is back, so I'm happy again. Take 2 of the ampere reading for the plasma cutter. Okay. One more. Okay, so on here there's actually little or no difference when it comes to heat or increase, as well as here. Okay, so by the way, anyway, let's just try the arc welding process. Let's do that next. Okay, so right now I've got the arc welder hook up. Let's try to burn through this, consume this continuously, this electrode right here, and Let's see our ampere rating. I've got the machine set up. I'm going to turn it on. Got the machine set up at the highest ampere rating, which is 200, 201. So let's do that now. Okay, so the arc welder seems to be working perfectly. Let me review this video and let's see my ampere reading. Okay, just so you know, after welding that full stick of, well, actually not full stick of electrode, there's still about this length long left. The machine turned off on its own. So, and then I checked the plug right here, so it's got a temperature reading of 36. So I would say it increased about, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 or 4 degrees, and similarly here. So that's not too much heat, that's not enough to burn anything. But anyway, the machine just turned off on its own. So the machine is no longer turning on. Let's confirm if there's electricity on here with the non-contact voltage. So there is, it's beeping, but when we turn the machine on, it's no longer turning on. So I don't know what's wrong. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Still got electricity. So if you got electricity going inside the machine, fortunately the machine is no longer turning on. Okay, so that's a surprise. Miraculously, after trying to turn it on again, maybe about 25 minutes, the machine is, I mean, at least the blower is turning on. Okay, so let's try to do some welding again. This is still on stick welding. Let's try 100 amps. Okay, so let's weld this pieces of square bar right here. Let's try one more time. that's the result, 70 amperes. So let's try on the other side. Okay, this is 70 amperes, this is 80 amperes, and this is going to be 90 amperes. Okay, so let's move on the other side. You be the judge. Okay, let me remove the ground clamp. So I don't know, is it good enough? Well, as far as I'm concerned, I would say though that it is. So anyway, as far as the stick welder is concerned, the machine seems to be working fine. Okay, so all in all, what can I say about this machine? I would still say I'm pretty happy with it, despite the pilot arc issue. I chose this model because I was mainly after the pilot arc, and this right here is a difference of $100. That's 5,000 pesos more or less. In fact, I do believe this model CT520D is only really a CT model 520D. I'll show you that. I'll show you at the back. Okay, be right back. Okay, see, if you look at the back, you can see that the model is clearly CT520D only. I'm not really bothered about that. The plasma cutter works, the stick welder works. I did some more cutting and welding off camera, and as far as I'm concerned, it stood up to the rigors of my needs. I haven't tested the TIG process yet, but maybe I will post an update video with regard to that as soon as I get my hands on an argon tank. I bought this because of the good reviews it has, and they say it's got a customer service that is second to none. And true enough, I did contact Primeweld with regard to my problem, and they responded by saying that they would try to fix it, and if they can't, they would send a new one back, you know, without further questions asked. So that was nice, but the problem is this thing right here has been shipped all the way here in the Philippines, and for me to send that back to the US and have them send it back here, or have someone send it back here, is going to entail a lot of more costs. So I decided to just check it out for myself and try to fix it. Anyway, that's it. This is the Primeweld model CT520DP. I got this from Amazon for $499, and I'm not affiliated with Primeweld, nor am I advertising for Primeweld. But basically, I'm happy. Well, I'm happy now that I got the pilot arc working again. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.